It might seem like an alien concept to royal watchers, having lived with the Queen as the British head of state for more than 70 years. But the United Kingdom will not have another female monarch for at least 3 generations, following the reigns of King Charles III, Prince William, and Prince George. It's in complete contrast to the country's European neighbours, where 4 monarchies are set to have a queen on the throne next: Belgium, the Netherlands, Spain, and Sweden. But who are these future queens, and what will they stand for as Gen Z leaders? Princess Catharina Amalia of the Netherlands is the heir to the Dutch throne, and is the eldest of King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maximus. And usually, the monarchy in the Netherlands has been predominantly female-led, with 3 queens reigning in succession from 1890 to 2013, when Catharina Amalia's father became king, so she's in good company historically. Unlike her parents, who have committed a handful of regrettable gaffes including going on holiday to Greece during a COVID lockdown, Catharina Amalia seems to have her finger on the pulse of the nation. She rejected her rights to a yearly royal allowance when she turned 18, ostensibly because as a student she's studying politics, psychology, law, and economics at the University of Amsterdam. She's not a working royal, but also because it felt wrong during a cost of living crisis. Much like Prince William here, the princess is keen to have a normal university experience and lived in shared housing with other students until she was threatened with kidnap by a criminal gang. She also attended a public primary school and even worked in a beach bar in The Hague. During her summer break, like many Gen Zers, she has spoken candidly about mental health, revealing she sometimes sees a therapist, and while making no direct comments about it, she was the focus of new legislation. That means LGBTQIA royals would be able to marry anyone they chose without forfeiting their right to the throne. The House of Orange is in need of good PR, as its popularity rankings have dropped in recent years, with Catharina Amalia hopefully just the fresh face it needs. Princess Elizabeth of Belgium will make history when she ascends to the throne as the country's first queen regnant. A decade before her birth, the primogeniture was altered to allow for female succession, and she would be the first monarch to benefit. Had it not been changed, her younger brother, Prince Gabriel, would have been the next king. The 22-year-old is the eldest daughter of King Albert II and Queen Paula, and as well as Prince Gabriel, also has a second younger brother, Prince Emmanuel. She spent her formative years in Brussels before attending UWC Atlantic College in Wales. After completing her education, she undertook a year of military training at the Royal Military Academy in Brussels, following in the footsteps of other heirs to the throne. She's now studying at Lincoln's College at Oxford University, where she has competed in the rowing team. She's a confident public speaker, having had lots of practice. Her first speech was at the age of 9, when she opened a children's hospital named in her honor. She's also becoming increasingly recognized for her fashion choices, with reports of the Elizabeth effect in Belgium, where her fans rush out to buy what she's wearing, drawing comparisons to the Princess of Wales in recent years. Belgium, like many other Western nations, has had to confront its colonial past. How the princess decides to acknowledge and apologize for Belgium's part remains to be seen, but will be vital for how she's viewed both at home and on the world stage. The world has been gripped by so-called Leonor mania. In recent weeks, after the heir to the Spanish throne turned 18, the eldest of King Philippe and Queen Letizia's 2 daughters, Princess Leonor is fast becoming a national obsession, with her every fashion choice and potential boyfriend documented and dissected. Her rising public profile is in contrast to her closely guarded childhood, during which she made very few public appearances. After attending primary school in Barcelona, she moved to Wales to complete her education at UWC Atlantic, the same school as Princess Elizabeth of Belgium, where she graduated earlier this year. She is now enrolled in a military academy undergoing officer training, which will last for 3 years. Ahead of her 18th birthday, she presented her inaugural Princess of Asturias Awards, managing to appear decidedly unstarstruck when meeting Hollywood icon Meryl Streep and Japanese author Haruki Murakami. Much like her father, Leonor will be keen to distance herself from the fiscal scandals of her grandfather, the ex-King Juan Carlos, which also implicated her and an uncle, and have played out telenovela style in Spain over the last decade. She will do well instead to emulate her mother and grandmother, the beloved Queen Sofia, whose chic style she has already clearly inherited. In terms of politics, one issue she may have to face head-on is the rise of Catalan separatism, an issue that her father made a rare public statement against in 2020, and around which he has been widely criticized. The 46-year-old Princess Victoria is another European royal who has benefited from the modernization of primogeniture. In fact, she was second in line to the Swedish throne at birth, and leapfrogged over her younger brother, Prince Carl Philip. Upon the change in the constitution, it caused something of a controversy at the time, as her father, King Carl XVI Gustaf, objected to the change not because he didn't want women to succeed, but because of his sympathy towards his son, who was suddenly stripped of his crown prince status. In Sweden, the monarch has even less of a role in public life than in the UK, and as such, King Carl XVI Gustaf has largely kept out of the spotlight. However, similar to other royals of her generation, Victoria has been more candid about her personal life and was open about her struggles with anorexia in the 1990s. Speaking about her experience in 2002, she said, Victoria didn't exist. It felt like everything in my life and around me was controlled by others. The one thing I could control was the food I put in me. Much like Prince Harry, she leaped to the defense of her now husband, personal trainer Daniel Westering, when the couple's early relationship came under close scrutiny. Commentary in the Swedish press questioned the appropriateness of their match, something which Victoria spoke out against. Princess Victoria's 11-year-old daughter, Princess Estelle, is next in line to the throne after her mother. She has similarly benefited from the change in the law, as she has a younger brother, Prince Oscar,